Hello and welcome to episode 34 of Buxton Barrowman, where I talk about Buxton and clean up the town at the same time. Today I'm going to talk about another prominent lost hotel from Buxton's past, the Buxton Hydropathic. The hotel, located on Hartington Road, first opened in 1866 and was originally called Malvern House Hydropathic. I'd assume named after the town, Great Malvern, which itself was home to the first purpose-built hydropathic hotel. The original hotel consisted of one townhouse for 40 patients or guests, depending on how you see it, but soon the hotel bought out the entire block of 4 townhouses and continued to be a great success. So much so that in 1899 the hotel was enlarged once more, filling the entire town block, creating one huge 260-room hotel. And it was at this time the name changed to the Buxton Hydropathic Hotel. Just in case you haven't watched my video on the Peak Hydro Hotel, a hydropathic hotel is one that specialises on hydrotherapy, which nowadays we would call an alternative medicine, but back in the day it was one of the best treatments you could get for a whole load of things. And to put it simply, it was just bathing with weird contraptions thrown in the mix to make it more of a medical science. It's a big oversimplification, but we move on. The Buxton Hydro, unlike almost every hotel and building I've covered in the past, was actually a massively successful venture. At the turn of the 19th century, the hotel offered Cinderella dancers, tennis with their own huge tennis courts, hunting, fishing, as well as electric baths, massages, electromassages, hot air treatment, and a special treatment for the heart called a Neuheim bath, which interestingly is named after Buxton's twin town in Germany, Bad Neuheim. So I'm probably butchering the pronunciation there. Essentially, it is a bath with carbon dioxide bubbled through it, kinda like a jacuzzi. Now, like other hotels I've talked about, the start of the 20th century caused some issues, mainly from certain big events happening across Europe at the time, and Buxton Hydro was no exception to this. During the First World War, Buxton Hydro became the Granville Military Hospital, which was a huge hospital for soldiers spanning across many different buildings in Buxton, many I've mentioned before, and two like those I've mentioned, it also became a place to discharge Canadian troops later on in the First World War. But the hotel did come out the other side, and it was still operating fairly well, and in 1931 a slight refresh was brought to the hotel, changing the name to the Spa Hotel. Not long after though came World War II. This time the hotel was converted into offices and accommodation for workers of the Norwich Union Insurance Society, which is known as Aviva today, as they were evicted from their usual premise all the way towards Buxton. And still limping on, it persisted after both wars, and for much longer than some others in Buxton. That was until the 60s, where the hotel fell into huge decline, and in 1973 the building was demolished. What's left today are these flats built for the High Peak Borough Council, and the flats on the other side of the road were built upon the old tennis courts. Unfortunately, it is summer holidays, so I am now working 7 days a week, so I couldn't clean up for this video, but last Friday it was time once again to donate blood. So I've now donated 3 pints of blood, as well as donating vials of it for a project called Our Future Health. And that will track my blood records from me right now at 22 until I can't give blood anymore, to find disease and illnesses in my blood early on to try and help prevent it for the next generation. Anyway, if you're able to donate, please do so. It is a painless process and it's a lovely thing to do that can help so many people. Well, that's it from this episode. I hope you're enjoying the nice weather, and until next time, ta-ra.